We would like to appreciate all the fans and followers of RGV Stars for all the support for over 6 years, 25 seasons, over 250 episodes. Isaac, a big milestone.
Yeah, huge milestone. And we've had so many guests, so many great people, so many great influencers, community leaders, and we just want to thank you for all your support. And if you know someone who needs to be on this show, or you're watching and want to be on this show, comment below and we'll reach out.
Definitely. Also, thanks to the Embassy Suites by Hilton for allowing us to film RGV Stars in this amazing state-of-the-art facility. And we will continue bringing you all the biggest stars of the Rio Grande Valley here to the show. Please subscribe, follow to RGV Stars on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And we appreciate the support. Thank you.
See you in the next one.
Welcome to another edition of Season 25 of RGV Stars, live with Alex Sarabia and Isaac Medina. Remember, RGV Stars is
the premier platform for showcasing Rio Grande Valley talent
and the RGV Celebrities Place to Be. Celebrity and community leaders like Oscar Montoya, the mayor for the city of Mercedes. Thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Oscar. And today the viewers will get the chance to know more about you, your background, your achievements, obstacles, future goals for yourself and for the city of Mercedes, and anything else that you want to share. Sounds good?
Awesome. I look forward to it.
We're super excited to have you here, Mayor. So tell us where you're from, what you studied, and how did you get involved into politics?
So I was born and raised in the city of Mercedes. I've always, my dad was a commissioner back in the 70s, and even back then when I was in 7th or 8th grade, I remember reading the book where all the information would come about what the city was doing. I always enjoyed it since I was young, and we owned a business. So my family was always really active in that. Both my mom and my dad were super active in the city. So it was just natural for me to want to be part of that. I'm also a division chief at the Dow County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
And
in North Edinburgh?
Yes.
Okay,
North
yes.
Edinburgh, yeah. The office is there, yeah. And I've been doing that for well, I was off a little bit. I was the emergency manager for the county for a while, and then I came back. I worked for Lone Star National Bank for a little while. Came back, but altogether, I've been there 37 years.
Wow.
So all that stuff, said, you know what, I want to do. I want to do good for my city. The city gave a lot to me, and I want to give a lot back.
Yes,
So,
wow.
so that's how I ended up running for mayor.
And how long as a mayor now?
I'm on my 7th year
17.
of 9. You max out at 9. You can only run three-year terms in Mercedes.
So this is your third term.
This is my third term coming. I'll be running for it in May.
I see. How has the experience been for you these last years?
It's actually been very fulfilling. Ups and downs. I mean, when I first got there, it was a little rough. There was a lot of stuff. I'm sure you all know we made some national news and stuff. But quite frankly, at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We want what's good for our community.
Correct.
I think the whole team has done a fairly good job of listening to the community and finding ways to meet in the middle of how to get things done. So I've really enjoyed it. It's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen a lot of growth in Mercedes?
Yes, we have. Yes. I mean, that's one of those things that, for the people who are watching from the outside, they think that for them it's taking forever. But that's natural anywhere you go, And but yeah, we have several hundred houses that have been added since we've been there. More than 1,000, probably closer to 1,000.
Wow.
We've put new stores up, big box. So we hadn't had a big box store in 17 years.
Oh wow.
And now we've added probably, I would say, don't hold me to it, but I think we're at about 11 or so big box stores that new
stores and restaurants too. Right?
Yes, and restaurants. Yeah. Wow. So we've been real blessed. Mercedes has been real blessed. It was my wife and I prayed real hard to make a decision to run, and the good Lord's been blessing me ever since, blessing us.
What would you say has been some of the biggest achievements and biggest obstacles in your professional career?
Achievement to me, I think, is a period, is my family. I think moving up in my industry to give my family a good life has always been my goal.
Your motivation.
Yes, and I've been real blessed. I've been very blessed with having good jobs, good opportunities, and I think that's my biggest thing, that I was able to educate my children, that I was able to provide.
Amen.
I like fishing and hunting. That's about the extent of my habits, and I get to enjoy that a lot. So I think that's been my most fulfilling part of my career. As the mayor, I think the most fulfilling part of being the mayor was seeing my town now get along better than when we got there. I would walk into a restaurant and people would literally tell me, how do you do it? You all are always fighting over there. And now I hear people, hey, things are going well. We don't hear anything anymore. And
oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's been
able to bring the people together.
Unification.
That's excellent. And speaking of family, how important has the family support been as mayor? Because I'm sure they have to understand busy schedules. You're out a lot of the time.
So I spent 30-some years of my career on call. So my family was used to me leaving in the middle of the night. The majority of my time was spent either managing or being part of the investigations division, murders and all that stuff. So I was out of the house a lot. Now I'm the administrative chief, so most of my work's 8 to 5. But
now you're very busy also as a mayor.
Well, that's what I was leading into, is that once I went from there to mayor, my family was pretty used to it.
Yes.
But it still had some growing pains. What they were not used to was me getting attacked personally or them attacking my family. That's something that...
The mudslinging.
Yes.
All that negativity with politics.
But I don't want that to identify what running for office is like. If you just stay focused and like I said, we did a lot of praying during that time, and I made some mistakes. Let me tell you, people would come after me and I'd go right back. I was there at 2 a.m. on Facebook until finally my wife and I had a long conversation and said, look, we're just going to have to let people say what they're going to say. And
everyone's going to have an opinion.
And once we did that, my family we have been fine about it. My sons would always tell me too, my parents, don't bother dad, don't worry about it. Most people don't believe that way. And so my family was a huge part of me surviving the onslaught of what started it. And now, my wife is used to it, and so it's good. I enjoy it.
That's awesome that you have the family support too.
Yes, I do.
To
Thank God.
overcome all those negativity, haters.
Oh,
Yes, when it comes, it comes.
There's all kinds of names. They
Yeah.
call them haters and naysayers. They say, ellos solo se dicen, they call
Yeah.
themselves that. That's like, like I see the trucks, they say La Toxica,
Oh yeah, Toxico, like proud.
Why
of
you
it.
would want to identify yourself? Yes, I don't get it, but okay.
Now tell us a little bit about who your role models are. Are there people that you admire or look up to?
So, naturally, my parents were. My dad was a go-getter, rock slinger, type. My mom was a team player. She would bring people together, and I think I got a little bit of both of them. Quite frankly, one of my big heroes also is Mother Teresa. I like her teaching. I like the way she handled things. So I think those are probably some of the strongest role models in my life. There's been people along the way, that I learned a lot from, that took their time to help me grow in my profession. But it'd be hard for me to pick one person. And that's what the advice I would give to people is, don't pick one person and think that person is perfect and try to emulate them. Learn to absorb from people, right and wrong.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I learned from my parents. I would listen to everybody, and then I would make my own decision. No, I don't like that advice, or you know what, I really like the way that's going, or I like the way that person is. That's kind of how I chose, which way to follow.
Awesome.
What advice would you give to our viewers in case they want to follow your footsteps and maybe go into criminal justice or become a mayor, go into these fields? What advice would you give them?
I would actually on the mayor side, I'll get to that in a minute. On the law enforcement side, I would really tell people, look, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not easy to be a cop in this area, in this environment, but it's very fulfilling still. If you really, really want to help people, it's a really good place to be. Now, I will add this, unlike other places, here in the Rio Grande Valley, the community is very supportive of law enforcement, very supportive. So if you do want to be a cop, this is the place to do it, I think, in the Rio Grande Valley. It's a great place to work. The people treat you good. Now, you have your here's and there's, but for the most part, we're very well supported by the communities. There's not a day goes by that we're at a restaurant, somebody doesn't come up and say, thank you for what you do, we appreciate you. Some people will just stop and pray for us, or hey, I got your meal, that kind of stuff. That goes a long way in making you feel good. On the mayor side, man, you just got to pull the trigger. If something's tugging at you and you say, I want to do something, I want to help, I want to be a part of the solution, I would say go for it.
Having the passion to serve.
Make sure that you're mature enough to handle what's coming. Make sure your family's ready. Pray about it. I'm telling you, man, you got to be ready, because if you get there y te amargas, I don't know if the people speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, I'm bilingual here.
Right, okay. Pero if you get there y te comienzas a amargar, or you start getting upset, and all that stuff, you're going to have a terrible career in politics. But if you get in there and just realize that the person, and I think the law enforcement prepared me for this, if you realize that the person is crying out for help, and you're there to, even if you can't, some people will ask me questions like, dude, I can't do that. But I don't think they're asking me to break a law. They're just, they're desperate, they want an answer. And if you, and I'm telling you, if that's tugging at your heart to serve, and you prepare yourself mentally, that keep in mind, people are going to complain, they're going to, I say go for it. There's no good time for it. Que mañana and maybe later and I'm not ready yet and all that stuff. If you feel you're mature enough, I say just do it, man. But have an open mind, have an open heart, be ready to say yes and no. be ready to say yes and no.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Be ready to say yes
And
or
learning
no.
how to say no is very important because it's hard.
Yes.
For a lot of people, saying no is hard. What are your future goals? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10
Fishing
years?
and hunting.
Fishing and hunting.
Yeah. So I don't say this to offend other mayors, honestly. 3-year term for me is I think a good chunk of time. You know, if some people want to be the mayor for 100 years, good for them, right? But in my case, I think, but I would like, you know, my goal is to have an exit plan, make sure that I've guided, helped, been an example, good or bad, for people after me to kind of take the reins. Then I can see myself riding off into the sunset. I think 65, I'm 61 right now, so I think 65 is a good age to retire from everything, hopefully.
Okay.
Pero pues,
Are you hoping to maybe complete maximum terms there as a mayor and hit the 9 years?
God's willing. May is the re-election for me for the last term. My goal right now is to run for that. You know, you never
May
know what
2026.
And May 26. Yeah, May 26. So yeah, I mean the goal is to finish off the years, you know, but pero pues solo Dios sabe, right?
Amen.
But that's my goal right now. So
And where do you see Mercedes, the city of Mercedes, in the next 5 to 10 years?
everything that we've done in the town has been long term, nothing short term. We were just talking about that with some of the guys out here that you were interviewing also, and I was saying, if you serve, and this is another one, goes back to the question about if they want to serve. If you run for office and you spend your time at the office trying to get reelected, you're not going to see future plans get done. Vas a componer un camino, you know, you're going to open up a little store, you know, so you're just going to appease a small group of people. Maybe somebody who's being loud because they got a pothole. But if you look at it long term and you say what's best for the city, and you do the right investments and bring in the right type of business so that you can now fix everything, then that goes a long way. And that's where I'd like to see Mercedes. I see us coalescing with the school district, with the business environment, and just to continue to grow properly. We've grown immensely in the store area, the restaurant area, the fast food area. We've done very well in that arena. We've built a bunch of houses. We've got a lot more coming. We've got a lot of plans for houses, which, by the way, if you want to live somewhere, Mercedes is a great place to live. And we want to fill those houses. But our next goal as a city is to bring in industry, better paying jobs, higher paying jobs. You know, that's if I could see a perfect situation in Mercedes in the next 5 to 10 years, some kind of industrial businesses, you know, maybe some steel work, you know, stuff like that, where people can come in, you know, make good wages, and you know, let them people buy those houses so that eventually we can have restaurants and, you know, that kind of stuff. And I mean, that's our goal that we set. We've actually met some of our milestones. So I think it's very doable to get there.
Excellent.
And where can our viewers find you guys on social media?
So City of Mercedes, we have Facebook. They can watch our meetings too. We have our own website for meetings. Personally, I've got a little bit of space left on my Facebook page, but they can look me up, Oscar Montoya. I love to post stuff. Again, I get fishing, hunting, my family, you know, that kind of stuff. And of course, Mayor Montoya also. I have a page there that they're more than welcome to follow. But you know, I invite everybody to pay attention to what's going on in my little town. We love it that way. We really work hard at keeping, you know, part of the town, I don't like to call it sleepy. People say that, but, you know, quiet, natural. And then we're trying to create a thriving area, you know, in the area of Mercedes. So, you know, hopefully they do look us up, you know.
Awesome.
A closing message, a closing remark to end the interview for the fans, for the viewers of RGV Stars.
Well, thank you, RGV Stars, first of all, both of you all, for having me here. I think this is great that you guys take the time out of your schedules to do this.
Thank you.
My message to the people is stay active, stay informed, be patient with your elected officials. They weren't born, I like that commercial about they stayed at a Holiday Inn Express and all of a sudden they're the biggest and the best. It's not how it works. We're just regular people that were doing a job somewhere else, and we're trying to give up our time and our skill set to help run the city. So be patient. Let us grow into the position. Give people a chance, and stay focused on paying attention to what's going on, so you can help guide them. You know, you don't want to wait till it's already over to be mad. You know, get involved. You know, go to meetings. If become part of boards. You know, that kind of stuff. That's another place where you can be heard. Create. I personally love people to call me if you guys are having breakfast at your house, or you on a Saturday morning, or you want to do a coffee or something, to go and listen to what you have to say. Be the one that, you know, any one of you all can call them. Hey, I'm gonna have panecito and some coffee. We invite you all to come over, and I guarantee you, if you call one of your politicians, love to talk to people. So if you put a little party together like that, I'm sure whatever mayor or commissioner will want to go. I certainly would love to go.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
No,
much.
God bless you guys.
More
Thank
success and more blessings in your future.
you. No, same to you
Thank you.
guys,
It's a
man. Thanks
pleasure.
for taking this time. How long y'all been doing this?
6 years.
Awesome,
25
man.
seasons. This was another edition of season 25 of RGV Stars, live with Alex Arabia and Isaac Medina. Remember, RGV Stars is
The premier platform for showcasing Rio Grande Valley talent.
the RGV Celebrities Place to Be. Until next time.
See you guys.